Hey, what's up everybody? Long time no talk. David Pendleton here from Pendleton Gaming. I'm going to do something I have not done in years, which is play a golf impact tournament. So, I'm going to play the Fiji Championship. This is going to be my opening round, front 9 holes. So here we go. Let's just go ahead and hop right into it. So this is going to be hole number 1. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to be in amateur division right now until I move up, because again, I haven't played in forever. So you'll see here, I'm obviously using my legendary clubs with some premium balls, which is going to allow me to drive the green on these par 4s for the most part. So this is going to be a lot of fun. You'll notice here I go with full side spin to the right. I'm using the volleyball because it has a 100% side spin boost. And I'm using a little bit of overpower with about half a ball of curl to the right. We do hit a perfect shot, which means we hit the fairway, and that right side spin is going to kick us towards the hole. And look at this. I mean, we come dangerously close to dropping the par 4 for the hole-in-one, but no big deal here. Very small putt to pick up the eagle. Hole number 2 is going to bring us to the first par 3 of the event, and it is raining. When it's raining, that means your ball is going to deaden once it hits your spot here. Now, for me, I'm going to go with the rough bump. You're going to notice here, I'm going to go with max top spin with the super rookie ball, max top spin minus 1 bar, and just a smidge of left side spin. From here, I'm just looking at making sure my first bounce is going to hit the rough, and now I'm looking at the very end of my ball guideline, basically pointing in the middle of that dark green square. I make my adjustment to counter the wind push. I take a normal shot. I try to square this one up as perfect as possible. I try to hit a dead center perfect shot, which we do here. You'll notice we hit the rough, and we're going to get that nice little camera angle letting us know this bad boy is going in for the hole-in-one. Dead center on the slow roll. So a great start here on hole 1 and hole number 2. Hole number 3, we're going to keep it with the super rookie ball. I'm going to go full top, max side spin to the left. And here I'm just basically aiming down the middle of the fairway, going with full overpower, just a little bit of left curl. We have a lot of fairway to work with here, so very easy as long as you line this one up correctly to get a good part of this fairway and you get a nice rollout, leaving us for a very good chance to drop the albatross here on the second shot, which you'll see now. So on the second shot, I do use some backspin. We're going to go with backspin and a little bit of left side spin as well. This one gets a little tricky because we do kind of set up close to the rough. It's not too close to be dangerous. Here, we just line up towards the pin. We square up our ball. Again, looking for that dead center perfect shot, which is very important on golf impact. A perfect shot is not good enough. It does need to be center. A perfect left or perfect right can throw off the shot. But here you see we get lucky. We get the slow roll and we drop in, just catching the left edge of the cup for that albatross. That'll bring us here to hole number 4, which is going to be another short par 4. I do opt to go with the New York ball here. The New York ball does give us nice wind resistance, of course, to go with that good top spin and power on the ball. There's not a whole lot needed here, just a little bit of curl to the right with a little bit of overpower. Again, looking to hit a perfect shot here, perfect left, center perfect, perfect right, really not going to matter. All we're trying to do is just catch the green and either stay on the green or get us close enough to chip in. Here you see we're going to be chipping in, going actually past the pin onto the back part of the fairway. But again, a very easy chip in to pick up that eagle to give us another drop. So there's nothing like starting off a tournament and dropping the first 4 holes. Now it would be nice if we can duplicate this in the final round. These are also a combination of my best shots. I do have 2 accounts that I play on Golf Impact. I did take the best of my shots on both accounts. Both accounts did have a very nice score as well. I encourage you to stay tuned for my second video, which will cover the back 9, which I went absolutely nuclear on the back 9, just dropping all kinds of shots on both accounts. Hole number 5 takes us to our next par 3, so the second par 3 on this course. And we're going to go again with another rough bump. We're going to be using quite a bit of top spin here. Once I set my top spin, I am looking at the tip of my ball guideline. I'm aiming here, as you can see, onto that light green square, kind of on the farther right-hand middle of that square. If you don't know what I'm talking about whenever I say these things, you can, of course, leave me a comment, which I encourage you to do. I do the best to answer all the comments that come through that I see. But again, take a look at what I said and rewind the video a little bit, and you'll see the tip of my ball guide line aiming on that light green square, kind of like the right-hand side of the right green square center. And we do get the nice hole-in-one there. Now, hole number 6, this is a par 5. I do just pick up the standard eagle here, so this is the first hole in which I did not pick up the extra drop on. You don't have to go crazy with the New York ball here. I'm just doing this one to go over the sand trap. You can see here we hit a perfect ball, and we do come in nicely on the fairway. And we are using backspin, no overpower, because the worst thing that we could do is catch that hill and roll down into the rough. You don't want to do that. We don't need a ton of yards on this drive. We just need to make sure we land on the fairway to line us up for shot number 2. Now, the good thing here, even though that I don't make this shot, is I do have some good reference points to use in the final round. So you can see here I was going to go with a rough bump. I don't think that we have the top spin to get us there. So I like to go with what I normally do and use backspin. The one thing that stinks about this particular hole is, even though I have a lot of backspin, my ball guide line is still going beyond the pin, which kind of stinks. So what I'll have to do on the final round this weekend is take a look here exactly where I set up with my end of my ball guide line. I'll have to reference those dark green and light green squares and take a little bit of curl off this shot, because look at that. We come about half of a green square away to the right-hand side to dropping that for an albatross. That's going to be a tougher one to pick up, but I do think that it is there. All right, hole number 7 here on the front 9. You cannot go over the water and go over that bunker. You're going to have to elect to bounce over the water hazard, over the sand trap, and just land on the fairway. On the back 9, you will be able to clear the water and the sand trap because there is no rain and we are getting tailwind. We do hit ourselves a nice perfect ball here, so you'll see here 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and we roll out and we stop right here. The second shot for me on this hole, I do make it. It is a harder one to drop though. The green does slope a little bit from right to left, it appears, and a little bit downhill. And we also do kind of get like a weird little sticky spot when it comes to kind of a glitched ball guide line. But here you see I counter that by adding my backspin, ball guide line going directly to the center of the cup. This ball here does provide us with really good wind resistance, so we only have a 2.3 mile per hour wind. That's a little bit over a 1 ring adjustment, and we do hit that dead center perfect ball, and we get a nice little bounce and roll into clipping the right-hand side of the cup, dropping in for the eagle. That's an important hole to pick up. I mean, if we can pick that one up in the next round, that'll be huge. Hole number 8 here is going to be another par 3. Now, we're going to use the Meteor ball. You could even step up and use, a higher wind resistance ball, such as the Desert ball or the Aurora ball. But again, I want you to reference here with my top spin where I'm aiming at. You can see that the end of my ball guide line is aiming on the right-hand side of that dark green square, short of the pin. Even though we don't make this one, we do come super, super close to picking up the hole-in-one. So in the final round, all I'll have to do is make a little bit of a tweak on this hole. And if I tweak it correctly, I should be able to pick up the hole-in-one with a perfect ball. But look at this. I mean, we just barely missed to the left-hand side. All I have to do to fix that shot is just aim a little bit more on the right-hand side of that dark green square. Hole number 9, this will be it. This will round out the front 9. Here, what we're going to end up doing is just taking some of the spin off of this shot and just laying up and landing on the fairway. We don't need to go too crazy with overpower because you could miss that little small section of the fairway and land in the rough. And I'd rather just take an easy shot here and land on the fairway and see what we can do on shot number 2, which will give us a pin shot to the hole. So you'll see here, again, I didn't go for max distance. I didn't try to clear the little narrow part of the fairway, leaving us 193 yards to the pin. That'll be with our wood club, which you'll see here on the second shot. Actually, I'm wrong. It's actually going to be our long iron. So here again, I was thinking about a rough bump. I just don't think the ball would roll where we want it to. And that's just too much of a variance there. Too many obstacles to go through to try to get the drop. So again, I go with my normal backspin approach. And you're going to see here, ball guideline. I'm trying to get it aiming up dead center of the hole. 3.9 mile per hour wind is basically right at a 2-ring adjustment, which I make here. This is definitely a makeable albatross with a little bit of tweaks in the next round. As you see again, I mean, look at that. We come really close. We missed that one by about half of a green square to the left. All right, everybody. It's been a long time since I made a video on Golf Impact for a tournament, so it was really nice to get back to it. One thing that I love about Golf Impact tournaments is they have no opponents. You literally just play on your own and you fly through these rounds, which is awesome. Please subscribe, please hit the thumbs up, and drop me a comment. Thanks, everybody.